Hey guys, how's it going? So today I thought we'd go over what they changed in 1.10 on My Hero One's Justice 2. Just see what they changed, what they didn't change, stuff like that. But yeah, let's get into it. So let's start off with Jiro. Her TQ1 takes 0.15 seconds longer to reach full size. Kind of an unnecessary nerf in my opinion. I feel like Jiro was fine the way she was now. Yeah, her assist sucks now, but her as a character, she's fine. But next we have Hawks. Now, if there was any character that didn't need a buff, I'd say it's Hawks. But they did it anyway, so hey, thanks Biking. His aerial dash speed has been increased from 1500 to 1800. His aerial dash velocity has been changed from 1.0 to 0.8. His Q1 knockback distance has been decreased from 200 to 80. His TQ1 scaling has been decreased from 4 to 2. His TQ1 no longer dies if he takes damage. And his Q2 final hit launch power has been increased from 1.0 to 1.2. As if he wasn't already broken enough, Biking just had to go a little bit further and just make Hawks even more S tier than he already was. Anyway, let's move on to Hiroshima. And they've given Hiroshima a huge buff in this patch. He is way better than he used to be. His ground jab 3 PU gain is increased from 8 to 15, same for Hardened. His aerial jab 2 hitbox size has been increased from 30 to 40. Unblockable hitbox size increased from 40 to 50, same for Hardened. Unblockable damage increased from 10 to 15, same for Hardened. Unblockable no longer drops airborne opponents, same for Hardened. Ground Q1 no longer drops airborne opponents. Ground Q2 movement speed increased from 2000 to 2200. Ground Q2 hitbox size increased from 25 to 40. Ground Q2 tornado drops the opponent faster towards the ground. Aerial Q2 hitbox size increased from 35 to 40. Aerial Q2 movement speed increased from 1500 to 2000, same for Hardened. Hardened aerial TQ multi-hits PU gain decreased from 5 to 2. TQ2 final hit PU gain decreased from 8 to 4, same for Hardened. So overall, he had one or two things that were kind of bad, but again, like with everyone else in this video, mostly buffs. Next we have Tokoyami, but they've only changed one thing with Tokoyami. So his player pushback collision size has been decreased from 38 to 34. Next we have Toga. Now they've done quite a bit to Toga, which hey, pretty good, because I feel like Toga's one of them characters that they hardly ever touch during patches. So, her ground jab 3 PU gain has been increased from 14 to 20. Her aerial jab 3 PU gain has increased from 12 to 16. Her Q1 damage increased from 7 to 8. Her Q1 PU gain decreased from 4 to 2. Her grounded Q2 PU gain decreased from 3 to 1. Her aerial Q2 PU gain decreased from 3 to 2. Her CQ2 loads a new hitbox, and her CQ2 knockback distance increased from 100 to 40. Next we have Moneta. Yep, Moneta. The character that he's just there. I don't know anyone who uses him seriously, because he's good, but I don't know. Anyway, so his ground jab 1 stagger has been increased from 5 to 0. His ground Q2 maximum movement distance has increased from 300 to 600. His ground Q2 deceleration time at the end of tracking has been decreased from 0.3 to 0.2. His ground Q2 deceleration rate at the end of action has increased from 0.1 to 1. His aerial Q2 movement time has increased from 0.2 to 0.3. And his aerial Q2 maximum movement distance has been increased from 400 to 600. I mean, hey, maybe with these buffs, people might actually start playing Moneta seriously. Who knows? And next we have Night Eye. Now, I'm pretty happy that they've given Night Eye some buffs, because, Night Eye needs some love, let's be honest. So, his ground TA always launches the opponent. His ground TQ1 scaling's been decreased from 5 to 3. His aerial TQ1 scaling's been decreased from 3 to 1.5. His TQ2 first hit damage has been decreased from 20 to 15. His PU1 projectiles can now be deleted by other projectiles. His PU1 priority has been increased from 30 to 40, and his PU1 hitbox has been increased from 50 to 60. So overall, pretty good. Kinda sucks that now his PU1 stamps can be, deleted by other projectiles, but hey, considering all the other buffs we've gotten for him, I'll take it. Next we have Shigaraki, the one with the trench coat. So, his aerial TA fall speed has been increased from 0.8 to 0.9, and his TQ1 puddle lingering time has been decreased from 10 seconds to 1 second. So overall, he's down terrible with this patch, but still, nothing major. Next we have 100% Deku. Now they've only changed one thing for him, like with Tokoyami. So his PU 1 second hitbox has been decreased from 40 to 35. Not a major thing, but like, they've already nerfed 100% so hard at this point. He's, like, there are a couple of people who can play him, and they play him very well. But like, I don't see people using him as much as I used to. Next we have Mei, everybody's favourite character to fight in OJ. And guess what guys, they gave her a buff. If a character didn't need a buff, I know I said earlier it was Hawks, but no, I take that back, it was definitely Mei. Mei is already broken, she didn't need anything done to her, but Viking were like, hey, let's make her even more broken than she already is. So, her ground jab 3 launch power has been decreased from 0.8 to 0.4. Her aerial jab 1 scaling has been decreased from 3 to 2. Her aerial jab 2 scaling has been decreased from 7 to 3. Her aerial TA, first, second and third hit scaling have been decreased from 1 to 0. Her aerial TA final hit scaling has been increased from 2 to 3. Her UB barrel hitbox has been increased. Her UB damage has been increased from 20 to 25. Her TQ1 pull and attack scaling has been decreased from 1 to 0. Her TQ1 kickback damage has been increased from 30 to 35. And her Q2 spin animation speed has been increased from 2.5 to 3.5. Again, she didn't need this. Just leave Mei as she is, okay? She's already broken, nobody likes her. So next we have Kendo. So, her Q1 second hit hitbox has been increased from 40 to 80. Her Q1 first hit maximum movement distance has been increased from 800 to 1000. Her Q1 second hit actually has tracking movement to it now instead of being a simple step forward while turning to face the opponent. Her TQ1 priority has been changed to 30. Her TQ1 now has a new hitbox and all of the previous ones were increased from 30 and 60 to 80 and repositioned. Her Q2 well-timed rock toss damage has been increased from 45 to 48, and her Q2 well-timed rock toss has the scaling increased from 15 to 20. And that's it guys, that's everyone who's been patched with this newest update. Obviously, Viking do like to change a couple of other stuff around, but they don't put that in their patch notes, so we'll have to find out as we go on. I feel like the main two winners from this patch are probably Hawks and Mei. You know, Hawks mainly got his speed boost, Mei's had most of the scaling from her moves lowered, which means she'll be doing way more damage now. But what do you guys think of the latest patch? Tell me down below in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!